finally landed on day 14 of my transformation. If you're trying to get you physically fit, and the key is understanding what your body needs. I spoke last week about, and the week before when I first started this challenge, it's important to really understand the way the body works, because when you understand the way the body works, it doesn't take as much as you think. As a matter of fact, you're consuming foods, and this is what I learned. You're consuming a lot of foods that aren't really serving you. You know that, but when you really eat whole foods, and I just came out of Whole Foods here in Palm Beach, when you consume whole foods, it takes a lot less, so it balances out what you're spending on crap versus what you would be paying for the whole food. One of the things that I spoke specifically to is the 3 areas that you need to have success in. And number 1 is knowing what your agenda is. All right, so that's calendar. Calendar is the most important thing that you start your week with, so you're not going crazy and not really having anything to do. That's where the first moments of distraction come in the morning, because your mind hasn't locked into an agenda. And when you don't have an agenda, everything's on the freaking horizon. Here you go, starting to scroll. And then I found that even though I was obtaining certain little tips, I wasn't making time for me to apply the tips. So how good is that? I got my own tips. Maybe my tips are more important going to somebody who's actually positioned to actually apply it. And so the second thing that you're going to need after the calendar, I've learned that when I'm operating from a calendar, that's why I'm doing a live stream tomorrow just on what my calendar looked like. The calendar that got me nearly $250,000 from Instagram alone. And what allowed me to learn the process of acquiring 7 figures worth of sales online. That took agenda, that took locked in, that took focus, that took being clear on what your objectives are. And then when I said, let me lock in this year and stop overlooking myself and start really paying attention to myself physically, because I know when I'm physically on top of my game that I'm unstoppable, right? So the second thing was making sure that I started physically taking care of myself on that agenda that the calendar number 1 is, focusing on it. So I started to concentrate on 1 muscle group a day. Now, sometimes you're going to do 2, but if you only make it your responsibility, do 1 muscle group. Calves was yesterday. Day before was calves. I mean, I literally lit my calf muscles up. And then I focused on, yesterday was back. Today was pecs. So I did chest, and I'm only doing calisthenics training. And I'm going to post in the community right here afterwards, showing you what my physical development has been in only 14 days. You know why? Because I'm locked in. Now, I done had some rough moments already. I had a toothache the other day. Yesterday, my whole side of my head was hurting because I've bitten down on something, and there must be air getting to it. So it was crazy, and I was like, yo. Then I realized what I need to focus on is realizing that every day you'll be challenged with something that makes you not want to do it. That's what's going to happen. So the third thing that needs to be in place is understanding muscle training. Calendar, knowing what to put into your body, muscle training, and then mindset. So the mindset is when you understand what you're going to do, listen to this, because this is important. When you understand what you need to do, and you don't pick up Instagram, or you don't pick up YouTube Shorts, you don't answer any of the TikTok stuff, when you focus on you and you just start moving, you'll realize how distracted you have been. I take polls every day on Instagram, and any of you are following me on Instagram, y'all know that I do polls every day because I have to find out what you're going through that day. And I gotta let you know maybe what I'm going through. I might need some advice, right? I don't know it all. I wake up just like you do. The difference is I understand how to compound my time. I understand how to take my calendar and walk with it. And then I'm not so focused on what is actually going on in the world around me because I'm locking out and building the world. I remember one year I lived in a 1-bedroom with my sisters at my sister's house while I was learning how to get this wisdom in nutrition so I could use it in the sport of boxing. I went from there in a 1 room to the wealthiest county in the world, which is Palm Beach County. I stayed 10 minutes from Donald Trump, Sylvester Stallone, Bill Gates, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Those are my neighbors. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. They all live in Jupiter, right? I'm 16 minutes from there. It's like you don't. That's not by mistake, right? It's all about application. So don't just go around looking at all of these people on the internet. Have a game plan with their knowledge. Steal all of it. Find somebody that has something in place that you can actually do it, because you can do it when you're not distracted. You're going to get it. You're going to crush it because it's not hard. The hardest thing is slowing down your mind. Getting whole foods. I'm on that salmon, and I got this for smoke because once they've done the work for me, I don't really have to do the work, right? I don't have to do that work. I don't have to get on the cleaning it and shit like that. I just warm it up on the grill. I will put it on the grill and warm it up, but it's already smoked and it's hot smoke, so there's no smell. Get up, first thing, the avocados. Half an avocado with 3 eggs. I need my protein because the body goes through what we call muscular protein synthesis. It's a process of taking the muscles and building and recovering for the next day. That's a process that your body actually goes through. So when you go through that the right way, you sleep enough, you don't have anxiety, and staying off of that folic acid. That folic acid is what contributes to anxiety. So these are the things that will help you further along. So use those tips and just lock in. And then you'll be just any of these guys. Everybody's not meant to be in the top 1.7%. The 1.7% are only people who made over $450,000. That's it. You know how simple that is if you're locked in, but their job is to be distracted to you, putting more things in front of you that will distract you. But those who get focused, TikTokers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, they all reach that thing. But it's so many more people that can't because they're distracted, because it's what they're putting in that's affecting how their mind works. So I'm going to give you that and leave it right there. Hopefully this was enough for you to realize anybody can do it, but only 1.7% of the people really have what it takes, the ability to not be distracted. And if you're going to be distracted, take all of the information so you can actually use it for yourself. So that's all I got. That's a nugget for you. Coach Bradley signing out. Be blessed at God. Speed from Palm Beach. See you tomorrow.